What's going on, everyone? I'm gonna try something different tonight. Today, I mean, uh, you are listening to Manny Reads Comics, but this time I am going to read the book right now. Live reaction. You're gonna see exactly what I say as I'm reading it. I'm gonna try to say my thoughts out loud. It's a little different. I've never tried this, so um, let me know what you think. You can reach me through at Manny Reads Comics on Instagram with a message, or you can do a voice message on Anchor, or even just down below in the comments. Let me know. Thank you. But to start off, I also thought that Eve would be a good book to do this live reaction kind of thing because it's a new book, new storyline, never heard anything about it. I have no idea what to expect. I just know that the world has kind of ended, and she is this 11-year-old girl who was put into a stasis of some kind, and now she is in charge of saving the world, basically. So we'll see. We'll see how this goes. And I might read some out loud, might not. We'll see. So it opens up to show Earth, um, and it looks definitely like it's mostly water, more than 70% of however much the Earth is nowadays. Um, and I think it's the dad. I'm not 100% sure yet, but I think it's the dad talking to Wexler, who is known as E92 at this point, and Wexler's just saying that acting sad won't fix the Earth. So yeah, and I turn the page, and here it is. I am right, as usual. Um, this is Wexler, or this is the dad of Eve talking, and it looks to be like an early prototype of Wexler, which is not a teddy bear. So right now we are looking at a satellite called Osiris, and the dad's just kind of going over why he called it Osiris. It's the god of the afterlife, but it's also the god of fertility and rebirth. He was always loved reading about Osiris as a child, so if he did believe in fate, then this interest would be his destiny. So they are doing some kind of experiment. They're releasing it. This is test number 4080. They release Osiris and nothing happens. It just kind of, it actually, the containment field breaks, and he's just saying, all right, we got to go back to the drawing board. And there's a tree in there. So it wasn't a failure. That's exactly what they wanted is a tree. He's crying. Everyone's celebrating. But this E92 is saying your buddies think that we can just go back, that they can just go back and rebuild now that this experiment has been successful, but you're not telling them everything. And he's like, I just want to spare them. So basically, he just didn't tell them that the rest of the success of this relies on Eve, and he doesn't know how they'll take it. But it is. He says it's his child, so um, he's taking pretty much the brunt of it. So this is before she comes out of her little tube, I guess. This is Wexler. This is E92 is Wexler. This right here, right now, is where he's forming the idea to put him in that teddy bear and go down there and help her and protect her. Wexler looks nothing like I imagined him to look outside of the teddy bear. So like I knew he wasn't obviously a teddy bear. We've seen him with his legs out. He's pretty creepy. Um, but he is programmed to be not a kiss ass, I guess, towards the father. Um, but next page here, we go back to Eve. She's getting ready to go. She's on a small little boat. Wexler's helping her pack, and looks like they're good to go. So I don't really understand this right here. She's talking about her experiences, but now she's saying I don't know if I ever actually did it because she was in kind of what's the word I'm looking for here? Like it was like a danger room situation. Nothing was real. Everything was simulated. Even herself, she was in stasis, so she didn't actually move. Her body had atrophied a bit, not too much, but a bit. So now she's not sure if she knows how to do what she needs to do, like sailing for example, because it is about muscle memory. So technically, she does have that memory, but her muscles don't. I don't. I don't know. Simulation. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. Oh, so she's going into the city. This is New York, and there's this bug, and it's just flying around, and it looks like whatever, but never mind. First of all, my reaction was to this bug looking like it was the size of the room, not just a tiny little bug, but it is a tiny little bug. But it lands on this mummified body, and the body bites. So that's kind of gross. It really looks like if you've ever seen the movie uh, with Will Smith. I cannot think of the name right now. I Am Legend. If you've ever seen I Am Legend, this is what these creatures look like, kind of. And it just gets up. It was sitting down, but it gets up and starts looking at down below at Eve. So Eve is wondering, what did people do once the world started flooding, and Wexler's kind of letting her know that people denied it. Even during the flood, the people were denying it was happening, and she's just like, why? That doesn't make sense. And Wexler says, there's how you think people should behave, and there's how they actually behave. What's the difference? About 8 billion lives. Yeah, yeah, that's true. When her dad tried to tell people about this, they actually tried to kill him and the other scientists. So while they're talking about this too, the that creature, that human zombie, I guess, just jumped out from the building and is going straight for them. They didn't even notice. So she is keeping her composure pretty well. This thing is swimming towards her, yelling, is disgusting. And Wexler tells her put on her crown. She presses a button on her backpack, and she gets like this kind of headgear around her head. Um, Imagine Power Rangers without the mouthpiece, and this will help her breathe underwater if they go underwater. But she's just like, oh, I thought people weren't alive anymore and stuff. Like she's just talking, even though there's a thing, literally a zombie coming after her. Oh, there's multiple zombies coming after her. They're just jumping out from the buildings, just diving into the water. And Wexler says, when it rains, it pours. Oh man. I fight, you flee. Wexler's words. So she's really good at talking to herself. Right now, Wexler jumped into the water, and she's still saying, like, you heard the man. Uh, I need to pick up these oars and I need to row right now. Wexler better catch up. And it just shows this beautiful one-page spread. This is Wexler. You can't really tell, but and if you're listening on Spotify, I'm just showing the image. You can always go to my YouTube and take a look, but it's an image of Wexler underwater in full robotic form, just taking on these. They're not zombies, but they're not humans anymore. So her father is like not. I don't know if he's watching her like a direct feed because it's kind of impossible with the state of the world the way it is. But he is keeping track of her, maybe through Wexler. Um, well, something is telling him that by the time she gets to the island, it might be submerged. He turns some stuff on, and he's saying we're gonna put some shelters in between her and the island so she can rest. So that's good. And right now she's sailing past the Statue of Liberty, but she's literally right next to the hand holding the torch. That's how high the water is. So she's just sitting there. She made it to one of those little shelters that her dad opened up, and she's just sitting at the top of these shipment containers, waiting for Wexler. And she's just like, my butt hurts, and she starts moving around. We see Wexler, and he's still in complete fight mode. There's no stopping him. He won. He's resurfacing now, and he sees her. He says, "E, can you hear my voice? Please tell me you ain't dead." There's a couple of like straggler zombies chasing him, but he's climbing out now, so he made it. That's good. She asks Wexler, should she wait, and he says, "No, keep moving." And she's asking good questions. How did these people, if they're not humans anymore, how did they get like that? And it was a virus. It was hiding inside some ice cube. Might have stayed there forever, but the joint got too hot. Wow. So this virus made people ravenous, with a hunger that couldn't be satisfied, and then it went in stages. They consumed the animals, and it shows like a kennel, complete. There's blood everywhere, and they consumed the plants, and then they started to consume each other. And it's showing skulls and stuff like that. Then they started. That's not the end. They started consuming plastic, metal, glass, everything until they burst. Oof! And here's another image, just something with like the stomach bursting out of it. Ugh. So she has, as soon as she left her stasis pod, she became infected with this virus. So Wexler's been caught, and he's just kind of fighting right now. But he told her to run. She's just walking on the roads, and everything. It's an apocalyptic world. Everything's just dead. And then she sees a bunch of eyes. Crap. That's pretty cool. So it's just a bunch of kids. Hmm. I wonder why just kids. Like no adults at all. These are all children, uh, with very primitive weapons. You got like a little pipe. This one kid has a stick with knives, like butter knives at the end of it. Um, One has a straight up just shank, so that's good for her. Yeah, no, that's how it ends. That's not bad. This is a pretty good book. Got me pretty entertained. I'm sorry if I don't really show it. Um, my voice, my face, I don't really show too much emotion, I guess. But that was a good issue. Story progressed. We got insight on where Wexler came from. The dad is still alive, and they're all in space. So any humans that are still alive, they're in space. We found that out. I don't really have anything negative to say about this issue whatsoever. That was good. I like that. Eve is still the only hope, but now she's not alone, and she wasn't really alone with Wexler, but Wexler is just a computer, a very smart AI. But now there's kids, and they're about her age, some older, some younger, and the virus. How are they surviving with this virus? So she was immediately infected. How come these kids weren't? I just thought about that. I can't wait to find out, honestly. Let me know what you thought about this. This whole live reading, kind of live reaction kind of thing. Um, if you like this better than me just recapping it, for me personally, I am not prepared enough to sit down and say this is what I thought of it. I could always edit and come back and think of it, but I don't feel like it. Lazy. So either way, great issue. Out of 10, I'd give it 7.8 to an 8, because it's not anything that's amazing. I need this issue. This did not captivate me for it. Like I wasn't captivated the whole time, but I was intrigued. and nothing crazy happened except for this cliffhanger. So 7.8 at the low end. On a good day, it's an 8. All right. But yeah. Again, if you're listening on Spotify, you can always find me on YouTube at Manny Reads Comics, and Instagram for more comic content for stuff that I don't recap. Um, and yeah, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. You have a great day.